welcome back to Moonbase MGTOW, your refuge from the big blue pill planet with red pills that are out of this world. Thank you very much for visiting my channel today, and today's topic will be, you are not a product of your environment. You choose what to create and consume. Now, we've all heard that advice before, that we have to change our environment first before we can expect ourselves to be successful, and I totally do not subscribe to this, and I would like to break this down for you in this video today. So first off, I recall watching a lecture from a man named Sadhguru, and a student asked him for some advice on how he could maintain his spiritual practice when he returns back home, and I suppose his family members were a little bit distracting. And Sadhguru basically answered the kid, your spirituality should never be so fragile. And I thought this was such a profound piece of advice, you know? It really should be something that you can take with you anywhere. It doesn't matter where you are, you can always rely on this one thing to be there with you. And I sort of came to this knowledge myself when I was reflecting on my health journey, because I've been on the keto diet for about 1.5 years, but definitely not consistent at all. This is actually the first time that I've been past 30 days. And, you know, they do say out of sight, out of mind, which is a very great piece of advice, but it's sort of hard to take that to heart when you live in a house where other people are not subscribed to the same health goals as you. So there was always food that was off the menu lying around the house, and sometimes I would indulge in them. And because I believed in this lie that we have to change our environment first before we become successful, I gave myself that excuse. You know, I would eat this food and say, you know, man, I'm just not in the right environment. As soon as I move out of here, I'll be perfect. As soon as I move out, everything will be great. And that's total nonsense. You know, I was giving myself an excuse to be mediocre in the meantime until I was handed an opportunity to be great. It's total nonsense to blame people or your environment for your failures, because right now I'm being successful. I lost the weight, I'm feeling better, and I give myself 100% credit for that. So why would I then blame people for the losses that I had in the past? It was all me. Nobody forced me to eat that food. I ate it by myself. I gained the weight by myself. I got sick by myself. Just as the same way I lost all the weight and I'm feeling better and I ate these keto foods by myself. So it is very important that we start to see ourselves as separate from the environment, because this is one of the first tools we can use to practice self-mastery. So wherever you are or whoever you're with, you will never have a reason to compromise on your principles. In fact, we should start seeing ourselves as our own individual environments. In the same way that you can't just walk into any bar or club, the bouncer is going to stop you and check your ID, and he's going to keep everything civil and make sure the venue is very selective. We need to start putting up those personal boundaries for ourselves and only allowing things in that align with our personal values. This is something that we can do out of self-respect. And the second thing about changing your environment, you know, your environment is already so rigid, you know, in a way, because there's so many authors attached to it, you know, there's so many people involved. So why would you even want to change it? There's like just too much resistance all over the place. But at the same time, it's hard to hold your environment responsible for your success, because sometimes your environment could be very unpredictable. So if something goes wrong, you don't want to be knocked out of the flow because of that. So this is why it's very unwise to rely on your environment for your success or your failures, either way. So going back to focusing on self-mastery, the most immediate thing that you can change in any environment is yourself and your opinions. But at the same time, and this is the cool thing, the most constant thing in any environment is yourself and your opinions. So however way you want to feel is up to you, and you can be the master of yourself, and you won't let your environment dictate what happens. So I would like to close with saying you should treat everything around you in this life as a total accident, but what you choose to create and consume are complete, deliberate actions. So wherever you are right now is exactly where you need to be, because you're not actually here anyway. And I want you to point to your temple, point to your head right here, because you're always here, right here, in your mind. All right. So thank you very much for listening to that content today. If you enjoyed it, please like, comment, subscribe. And if you would like to support my channel, you can buy me a coffee at ko-fi.com. You can also suggest video topics and article requests there. You can also send me a tip through PayPal. And if you would really like to support me as well, you can also download the Brave browser. Ads are in the past and the future is attention. And if you would like to build that future, you can download the Brave browser, which pays content creators in cryptocurrency. And it also gives you a very secure browsing experience with not only the built-in ad blocker, but tracker and script blockers and private windows that include Tor. So it is a very great alternative to Google if you no longer support them. And speaking of which, if you are watching this on YouTube, which is also owned by Google, you can check me out on BitChute, where I have my backup account. You can check the link on how to join that in the description below, along with the links for all the other information that I spoke about, as well as the Moonbase mystery link. And lastly, if you would like to see my content early before it gets converted into video, you can always check out moonbasemigtao.com. So thank you very much for sticking with me today. I hope I can see you on the next one, and I will see you on the far side.